Taoiseach, I want to raise with you what I believe is the first test case for the new abortion legislation. I've been contacted by a woman who has a fatal fetal abnormality that has been certified by 2 consultants, and now it appears the board of the Coombe Hospital is refusing her constitutional right that we all voted for to have an abortion at a time she chooses. Instead, they have told her that she must wait another 4 weeks to see if there's a spontaneous miscarriage. Now, this is precisely the case that was brought to national attention that led to, pressure and demands for repeal of the 8th Amendment. At 13 weeks, this woman went for her 12-week scan. They could clearly see at that point that the organs of the fetus were outside of the body. They brought her back a week later, where that was fully confirmed when they got a better image. One doctor, her consultant, and then another consultant was brought in who said, yes, this is a fatal fetal abnormality. But it then, a week later, went to the board, and the board have overruled that.
Deputy,
she was led to... Well, I'd ask just the Ceann Comhairle's discretion on behalf of this woman. This is a very important case.
It's very important, but it's also without precedent that we would get involved in discussing a medical situation.
This is about the law. Ceann Comhairle, if you don't mind, this is about it's the second.
Describing a medical.
A main maternity hospital in the capital city of this country is refusing this woman her constitutional rights when 2 doctors certify what is very clearly a fatal fetal abnormality. And it would seem to me that it's because of the chilling effect of criminalisation that maternity hospitals are acting in this way. And don't forget, the Rotunda is only enforcing the law to 11 weeks, which the Minister has written to them about. I'm asking you to get the Minister to meet this woman today. She should not have to pay to travel, which is what she's talking about doing if she doesn't have her constitutional rights affirmed.
On the same matter.
I spoke to this woman last night, Emma Connors. She's from Clondalkin. She's pregnant on a much-wanted baby, but she is being told by her doctors, you can go to England. Her words to me were, this is not what I voted for. I have constitutional rights. Now, what are you, Taoiseach, going to do about it today? Not next week, today. She finds it hard to sleep knowing that the condition that her much-wanted child is in, and she wants a termination. She is entitled to it. This country voted for it.
We cannot and will not have in this chamber a situation in which individual cases are brought up here and ministers called upon to adjudicate or comment upon medical situations. It is completely... the law is one thing. Discussing individual medical circumstances is not appropriate, not in order.
This issue, Ceann Comhairle, the law is now clear in this area. The government, with the support of many in this House, passed legislation in a way that was consistent with what we promised we would do in the context of the referendum that was taken. So the law is clear. But I agree with the Ceann Comhairle. I don't think it's appropriate, Deputy, to raise a tragic case of somebody who is clearly under a lot of stress and this case needs to be dealt with appropriately by doctors in a hospital, not on the floor of the Dáil.
We will not be raised.
No.
She wants us to. She wants to be named. She wants a termination. Can you imagine what she's going through?
Deputy, there are patients in hospitals across the country that might want various circumstances that they find themselves in, discussed here on the floor of the House. It hasn't happened, and it's not going to happen now. Excuse me, you've raised your point, you've made your point, you're out of order. You're out of order. Deputy McGrath. Excuse me. Resume your seat, please. Excuse me. No, I don't want any... Please, Deputy. You're more than entitled to raise. You were both allowed to raise. However, you raised matters that are not relevant to promised legislation, and you took twice the time allowed in standing orders to do it. Please, resume your seats. Resume your seats, please. Resume your seats. Please resume your seat. Deputy, please resume your seat. Please. Deputy McGrath. Pardon? Did I say, your name said I say what?
Cannot comment on individual cases. Comment on the law. Comment on the law that women are being deprived of their constitutional rights. Comment on that. Are you going to contact the maternity hospitals about implementing the law?
Deputy McGrath, please.
Thank you, Ceann Comhairle. Yesterday I received an email from the General Manager of the Freight Transport